my friends, Masha from PaperPaint&Palette over here, and today I will show you how to make 2 Christmas cards and 1 birthday card. Why on earth I will be showing you how to make a birthday card? Well, because Christmas is a birthday, our Jesus Christ birthday, and that's why I think it will be very appropriate to show you how we can say happy birthday Jesus through a little craft that will help us to create a happy birthday card for Jesus, and we can put some wonderful things inside that we want to tell him. This project will be kids friendly, and it's gonna require old Christmas cards and glue and scissors and practically a couple of other tools that are very easy to find in an art room or in your house. And before we're going to start, I would like to come back to the wonderful time when 3 wise men came to visit Jesus, and I found this place in the Matthew chapter 2, starting from the verse 9. After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and incense and myrrh. I think we all can give something to Jesus, and even though he doesn't need any material things, there are still things that we can offer to him. We can offer Jesus our hearts, our lives, and by doing that we can give him the best gift that he treasures so much. So why don't we go and see how I made these cards, and I will show you very simple tips and tricks on how to reuse old cards and how to make them festive and happy. First of all, you need to find a variety of old Christmas cards, especially old Christmas cards with small images for profile pictures. You're also going to need 3 empty cards, Christmas music sheet, and construction paper. Next, palette, scissors, school glue, brush, pencil, eraser, and circle template. You're also going to need paper, edger, scissors, markers, and ruler. Alright, let's start with card number 1, called Dear Jesus, Happy Birthday. First, you need to cut out words. So it's going to depend on the cards that you have. You might find happy birthday, you might find name Jesus. So cut out all words that will gonna match the meaning of the card, which is we're creating a card that looks like a Facebook comments, and we will be creating comments out of these words. Step number 2 is to place words on construction paper, and construction paper need to match the color of comments. The bubble that comments are written in on Facebook have some grayish color. I didn't have construction paper with that color, so I chose kind of beige gray. Step number 3 is to find cards with small images for the profile picture. So as soon as we find them, step number 4 would be to trace circles around those images to create what's called avatar or profile image, profile picture. And so we will create an sort of illusion of comments going to Jesus, wishing him happy birthday, and those little pictures that we're cutting out would look like all of those people and animals who are wishing happy birthday to Jesus. And I found only 7 images. You can find as many as you want. And for the step number 5, we need to create those comments So we will put glue on the words, and we will glue those words into the construction paper, and then we're going to outline those words in order to create those bubbles in which they appear on Facebook when people commenting. And I'm applying next word, happy birthday, and then the next would be I couldn't find card with the name Jesus on it, so my last bubble that I ended up creating was I just hand wrote name Dear Jesus, and we will get to that last word in a second. Then I round the corners just like those bubbles look on Facebook, and I had some space available over here, so I put Dear Jesus. I traced it with marker. And step number 6 is to cut out those comments one by one and then round corners with the scissors very carefully, so that those comments will look like they came out from the Facebook. Step number 7 is to place all cut out images on the card and to work on the layout the way you think would be the best. And we would like to make the layout, the composition, to look as close as possible to the Facebook comments. And step number 8 is to glue pieces onto the card. Alright, and when you're gonna be done gluing, your card number 1, Happy Birthday for Jesus, will be ready. Card number 2 is Silent Night. Alright, for this card you will need to tear off edges of your music to fit the card. And then you need to apply glue on the back of it, and that's, as you can see, is my wrapping paper for presents, and so I'm using it to glue it on the construction paper to create some, width, dimension, and it's just nice pop of color. And I will bring this blue color also into the trees that will be standing in front. Now you need to glue both of those papers into the card itself. And as you can see, I love to use glue with glue brush. I think it helps me to spread glue evenly. Now, step number 4 is to get all Christmas cards that have different shades of blue out, and dark blue, light blue, even white. And number 5 is to measure the size of the tallest tree that you need and cut out triangles from dark blue cards first, so they will not going to be taller or smaller than that size. I think I had size like 2.5 or 3 inches. For the next step, you need to cut out smaller triangles from lighter blue and even white cards, and shimmery and sparkly cards will be perfect for that. You can cut out those Christmas trees with some other design on it and make it more interesting with more different details and sparkles. And I even cut out this little tree to make it like a focal point. I will suggest to make as many triangles as you can, so you will have enough to choose from when you will be laying out your design. When you will be placing those triangles, you will have a choice. Step number 8 is to glue dark blue Christmas trees first, then light blue and white Christmas trees. That will help you to create dimension and like an illusion that those darker trees are farther away, and a variety of shades of blue will make it very interesting. Try not to make symmetrical design. Shift those triangles a little bit off center and put variety of different sizes on the background as well. And as you can see, I also created triangles from the construction paper which I used to glue the Silent Night on top. So now it's the time for the lighter blue Christmas trees and for my focal point Christmas tree. So as soon as you lay them out, and make sure you still can see trees behind the light trees, and you glue those triangles on top and make sure that they stick. Hold on to those triangles until you're sure that every edge is glued onto the previous surface. When you're done gluing, flip the card upside down and massage it on the back so that to make sure that it's all glued together. And your second card is ready. And now for the last card, number 3, I call Christmas Blessings. For this card, you will need to trace rounded rectangles on the dark blue paper for Mary and Joseph. Then you need to trace an oval of lighter blue color for baby Jesus. And then cut all your shapes out. Step number 4 is to trace and cut out circles for faces. Now baby Jesus' face will be the smallest circle, and Mary and Joseph will be bigger circles, but I decided to actually make ovals out of those circles. So I kind of squish those circles a little bit. Next, you need to find a card that will serve as a frame for your design. I have this old Christmas card that has golden frame around it, and I thought it will complement my design, my colors. It's mostly red, blue, and like beige or golden, so this will fit perfectly. And step number 7 is to outline the size that you need. So you see how big is your card, and then cut out appropriate size for the frame. Step number 8 is to trim your frame with paper edger scissors. To create interesting edge for the frame, I chose scissors. They are like scrapbooking scissors. Number 9 is to cut paper for background, because the background, the middle of the frame that I chose has something that words that I don't want to use. They're for like Happy Holidays, Happy New Year thing. So I will replace it with my own background, and it will be also in red color. And I just sizing it so it will fit inside of the frame correctly. For step number 10, you need to slow down and just take a look at your design before you start gluing it, because there's a lot of different pieces. You just need to move them around and make sure everything fits, and then you can start gluing. Again, dip your glue brush into the puddle of glue and smear it on the back of your frame first, and then you're going to glue the background. My red construction paper will go inside of that frame, and it will be nice and vibrant background for Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. You massage it on the back, make sure no bubbles appearing, and then you start placing the figures of Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. Flip them over and put glue, apply glue on the back, and hold a little bit so it will stick to the background, and then apply glue to the baby Jesus, and then start gluing their faces. So make sure you're gonna glue the correct face into the correct figure, and make sure everything looks good. You can still move things while the glue is still wet. You glue the star, and then the phrase that I chose, that I have cut out of the old Christmas card, is Christmas blessings. I also decided for the last step to draw eyes, and it's your choice. I decided to just kind of signify the faces, otherwise it looks a little bit like fingers. The third card is ready. Well, my friends, I hope you and your children enjoyed this project. I hope your students had a blast using different recycled cards and shapes and colors. And I hope also that we will find someone special to give those cards to. And I think it's going to be a wonderful tradition, not to only write Merry Christmas cards to each other, but write one Happy Birthday Jesus card for our Lord and Savior. I'll see you in a week for next Monday art tutorial, and for weekly live broadcast on Wednesday, for my Christmas live stream, and also for a big announcement. I'll see you in a week. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye.